We talk about gun violence a lot because it is a big issue and it touches every one of us.
Yeah, police and community leaders say they're working to stop the violence, and they point out the court system, which could keep criminals off the streets, is stretched too thin. The D.C. Council plans on changing that.
Yeah, Delia Gonzalez is live outside of D.C. Superior Court, where the Chief Judge is weighing in on the council's plan. So what are you hearing, Dee?
Well, you know, it is very rare that the Chief Judge makes a statement like she did, saying that the council's initiative to change part of the criminal code could overburden the already stretched thin court system. Get this. She says that they are down 14 judges here at Superior Court. Next year, it only gets worse. They're anticipating 20 vacancies. So while city leaders are looking to rewrite the code, the courts and the mayor, they want them to revisit a portion of the code that could really make the system work overtime. While D.C. police say gun crimes are down, it doesn't feel like it to neighbors, business owners, and parents who are dodging bullets and rushing children to the hospital. A 4-year-old and 13-year-old shot just last night.
We're talking about updating D.C.'s criminal code for the first time in 120 years.
Councilmember Charles Allen, chair of the council's Public Safety Committee, says the council is poised to update the criminal code.
We're moving towards a markup tomorrow.
But at a breakfast meeting between the council and members of Mayor Bowser's administration, some opposition to the plan.
This is how policy is made. This is part of the process. And we fundamentally disagree with some of the approaches here. And it's our job to let the community know what tools we need to keep D.C. safe.
The provisions the mayor and police chief oppose, calling for jury trials for misdemeanor offenses by 2030.
We are opposed to placing that burden on our courts, which are experiencing a vacancy crisis.
It's also important that people have a right to their jury. D.C. is an extreme outlier in this. It's us and only 9 other states where people don't even have a right to a jury. That was something that got taken away in the 1990s. We've got to make sure we return the right to a jury trial, but also work with the courts.
Also at issue, a provision that would decriminalize public nuisances like noise at night, drinking, or urinating in public, and removing most mandatory minimum sentences, giving more people serving long sentences an opportunity to petition for release.
I don't think that public safety, about how people feel, I don't think that was part of the assessment in the rewrite. And I just think, as a District of Columbia resident, a kid born and raised in this city, my parents are still here, and a lot of other loved ones here, I want to make sure that it's reviewed through that lens by everybody.
Now, the bill rewriting this code, get this, it is 450 pages long. That's why the mayor and the chief are saying, listen, let's slow down, pump the brakes on all of this. There's no need to rush through this. We want to get this right. The public should have an opportunity to really read all 450 pages of this code and really understand what we are potentially changing. The council member says, well, this has been in the works for 2 years. We've had public hearings. They are moving forward with a committee motion tomorrow, and then it goes to the full council for a vote. Les, Zoe?
Dee, I know we try to keep folks from getting bogged down in the weeds on these things, but we can't help hearing you talk about that vacancy crisis within the court. Why are there so many vacancies? How did we get here?
It is startling, 14 with 20 next year. Besides the natural kind of movement of things as folks just kind of retiring out of the system, this is a nationwide shortage. It is doubly affected here in D.C. because, as you know, we would have to appeal to the White House for nominations for our judges, and then the Senate must approve those. So the council members, the mayor says they continue to lobby the White House and Senate leaders to make that happen. But right now, they don't see a solution until 3-4 years down the road.
3 to 4 years.
And we don't have that much time.
Yeah.
We are in the midst of a crisis right now. All right, Dee, thanks for breaking that down for us. Something people should know about, right?
Yeah,
they
that's
may be
critical.
wondering, why did we get here and how did we get here? Well, that's how we got here. And when you're an informed electorate, you can push for more information, but you also know more so that you can push for more.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Delia, thank you.